All right. So today we're going to start standing in mountain pose. So take a moment to come into your strong mountain. Feet can be about hip distance apart. They can be a little bit wider than that. They can be a little bit closer. It depends on how stable you're feeling. And then take a moment here to lift and spread the toes and then press down with the rest of the feet. So really feeling that activation through the entire legs up into the glutes. And then see if you can release the toes and don't press the toes into the mat, but see if you can keep that activation in the legs. And then find a little micro bend in the knees. We have a tendency to lock the knees, especially when we're pushing through the feet. So just go ahead and find some relaxation there. And then let's move up through the body. So gentle tuck of the tailbone, gentle lift of the chest, feeling the top of the head lifting towards the ceiling. Arms can be by the sides. Palms can face out if that's comfortable. That's a traditional mountain pose. You can also take the hands together at the heart, or the arms can just be in any other comfortable position by the sides. And then just take a moment here, maybe turn the wrists. Definitely move a little bit on your feet. So swaying a little bit side to side, front and back, noticing where you're distributing your weight. So I have a tendency to dump all of my weight forward into the balls of my feet whenever I'm in mountain pose. So it's definitely something that I have to remember. Okay, I'm going through my checklist. I'm transferring my weight. I'm seeing, am I on more on one leg today than the other? See if you can even it out between both feet and between both sides of the feet, front and back. And then make sure you haven't locked the knees. And if it's comfortable here, go ahead and close the eyes or just find one point on the floor to rest your gaze, a few feet out in front of you. Finding a tiny tuck of the chin, that length in the back of the neck. And beginning to draw your attention inward. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly as you begin to deepen the breath. And then taking a gentle body scan, noticing, has the weight shifted in the feet when you started focusing on something else? See if you can even it out. Are you clenching anywhere in the body? Are you clenching in the wrists and the fingertips? See if you can soften, allowing the shoulders, the tailbone to just drop towards the floor. Imagining that you could feel this downward current of energy through the whole back body. So as if your whole back body is drawn to gravity, it's just releasing down. And then imagine this upward current of energy in the front body. So feeling this lift, this extension, creating this space, this opening. Give it one more breath here. And if you have an intention or a dedication for your practice today, maybe taking a moment to think about that. And sealing it in with one more deep, full belly breath. And then when you're ready, starting to find some movement in the fingers, maybe lifting the toes and wiggling them, maybe rotating the wrists. Again, maybe shifting your weight a little side to side, allowing the eyes to open if they're closed. And then centering the weight back over the feet. So head is stacked over heart, stacked over hips, stacked over your feet. And let's inhale, reach the arms up, nice and slow, press the palms together, take the hands down to the heart. And 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms wide and up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Last time. Inhale to reach. And exhale, hands together at the heart. And let's go ahead and grab our strap. So we'll work into the shoulders a little bit, open the back. So take your strap at its longest setting. You want lots of space. We're going to move into the shoulders first. And take the hands wide and then come back to your mountain pose in your feet. So you're nice and grounded. And we'll start with the strap just low. And on your inhale, lift the strap up just so that it's at the top of the head. And exhale, lower it down. 2 more, just like that. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Last one like this. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now continue to move with your breath, starting to go a little further now if it's comfortable for you. So starting to bring the strap a little bit further behind, checking in with your shoulders, with your neck here, your upper back, making sure that that feels good. So not going any further than is comfortable. You may need to widen the hands a little bit on the strap. That's fine. Staying with the breath. Let's do 3 more rounds. And then go ahead and bring the strap down. Maybe take the hands a little closer together. And we're just going to lift the strap up to the top of the head again. And then let's take a side bend to the right with the strap. So the hands are going to the right. Press the hips to the left. And then notice if you've shifted all your weight into that left foot. See if you can bring it back a little. And then inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, we're going to side bend to the left. So hips are going to the right. See if you can even the weight out between the feet. Chest is nice and open. And inhale, back up to center. And this time, exhale, twist to the right. So right hand is lowering, left hand is lifting. You're pressing the hands away from you and you're pressing that left hip a little bit forward. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, twist left. Left hand lowers, right hand lifts. Again, press the knuckles away. Press that right hip a little bit forward. And inhale, back up to center. And exhale, release the strap down. Go ahead and set it aside for a moment. And then come back into your strong mountain. Let's build on this movement. We've just been warming up slowly through the spine. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, press the palms together, take them down the center line as you fold. First forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, let it go. Let the head and neck go. Bend the knees generously. Start a slow roll up, pressing into all sides of the feet. Core is engaged. Chin will eventually lift. All right, let's take a couple more rounds, half sun salutations. Inhale, reach. Exhale, take the hands down the center line as you fold. Hips go back. Inhale, halfway. Nice long spine. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, take the hands to the tops of the thighs. Press through the hands and feet as you come back up. Arms lift up and overhead and hands together at the heart. Let's do one more round just like that. Inhale, arms reach. Palms press together. Exhale, down the center as you fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Belly button draws to the spine for support. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, hands to the tops of the thighs. Press through the feet and hands to come all the way back up. Arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart. Very nice. All right, so standing here in mountain, we're going to do a little standing cat-cow. I think we've done this once before. So I'm going to do it from the side so you can see what my spine is doing. So I'm going to bend my knees. You can step your feet a little wider if you'd like. I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to take my hands to the tops of the thighs. And then I'm just going to round the back, tuck the chin on the exhale. And on the inhale, open the heart, lift the top of the head, maybe lift the gaze. And exhale, round. And inhale, lift. If it's not comfortable to have the knees bent, I'll show you a different variation. You can take the hands to the hips or the back of the hips. Let's say front of the hips. Back of the hips will get the shoulders too involved. And you can just round the upper back and chest as you exhale, and then open from here. Sometimes people's knees are sensitive to being in any kind of squat for a long period of time. So whichever one feels comfortable, do a few rounds, moving with your breath. Really thinking about this coming more from the chest, and obviously the chin is tucking and lifting. So the low back is not getting involved very much. Let's do one more round. And then press through your feet, come back up to mountain. And we're going to ground into our left foot. So spread the toes on that left foot, get a stable platform, and then just take the heel of the right foot up. So I'm up on my toes, up on the ball of the foot. Hands can come to the hips for balance, or they can be by the sides, your choice. Maybe stay here. Notice if that left hip is sticking out. See if you can bring everything in, hug the core in. So even here, we're preparing. We're holding it stable. If you'd like, you can lift the right toes just a little bit, couple inches. If you're lifting them a couple inches and holding, the toes are going to point down. If you want to lift a little higher, you're going to flex the foot. And maybe you'd like to catch the knee with that right hand. You do not have to go here. If you fall out of it, don't worry. Just take your time coming back in. Find one place on the floor to rest your gaze, hug in the core. Wherever you are, take one more breath. And then slowly release. Shake out that left foot. Maybe find some hip and ankle circles. If you find that you're having a really challenging time balancing today, every day is different, each side is different. The nice thing about yoga in your own house is that you can always walk to a wall and put your hand on it. So putting your hand on a wall does not mean that you're not still challenging your balance. It just means that you're being safer for your body. It means that you're going to get the actual feeling of the pose in your body. as opposed to paying attention to all of the things that are going on when you can't keep your balance. So definitely, if you feel like you really want to feel what that feels like, but you can't hold your balance today, come to a wall. I do it all the time. All right, let's switch sides. So right toes, go ahead and spread them wide. And then just lift that left heel, pressing into the toes, the ball of the foot, maybe just staying here, hugging the hips towards the center line, hugging the belly in, lifting the head. And once you feel stable, go ahead and find one point to rest the eyes on the floor, several feet in front of you, something that doesn't move. So a dog or cat is not a good option. And then if you'd like, lift those left toes. Maybe just a couple of inches, toes are pointing straight down. If you feel stable here, maybe lift a little higher and flex that foot. Again, each side is different. Some people have a dominant leg. Go use the wall if you feel like you really are having a hard time today. Maybe lifting a little higher, maybe grabbing hold of the knee. You can also hold underneath the knee. Sometimes that's easier. Breathing wherever you are. Give it one more breath. And slowly release. Shake out that right leg. It's really interesting to notice which side is doing what. Sometimes I really am wobbly on one side and not on the other at all. So, all right, let's go ahead and grab a block. So just place it nearby. You can even place it on the mat. And then let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale down the center line as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice long spine. Exhale, let it go. Go ahead and step your feet as wide as your yoga mat. And just let the head and neck go. So bend the knees as much as you need to here. Maybe clasp opposite elbows. Maybe find a little sway. Maybe shake the head yes and no. And then go ahead and take your block and place it right under your nose if you're looking straight down at your mat. And then let's take the left hand to the block and go ahead and bend that left knee. And then inhale, right fingertips reach out to the side or all the way up for a twist. And your head does not have to look up. You can look straight to the right, or you can even look down at the floor. One more breath. And slowly release. Let's take the right hand to the block now. That left leg straightens as the right knee bends, and you want to bend it quite a bit. And then inhale, left fingertips reach. Check in with your neck. Make sure it's not hanging down. And then slowly release. You can set the block aside. Go ahead and plant your hands. Step back into your downward dog. Maybe take your dog for a little walk, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe shifting the hips a little side to side. And then release your knees. And go ahead and find child's pose or puppy posture. Any comfortable resting pose. Maybe rocking the forehead a little side to side on your mat or on a block if you have a block under the head. Taking some deep, deep, full breaths. Feeling the weight of your body surrender into the mat. Maybe even sigh out a breath. And then, if it feels comfortable, go ahead and walk both hands over to the right side of the mat. Left palm on top. Soften the head and neck. Feel that opening through the left side body. And then walk the hands through center over to the left. Right palm on top. Release the head and neck. And then walk the hands back to center. Take one breath there. And then slowly press yourself up to table. And from your table, let's go ahead and thread the needle. So left hand is going to stay where it is. On your inhale, right fingertips are going to reach. And exhale, just dip that right hand under the left. So we're not threading quite yet. And inhale to open and reach. Exhale, dip that right hand under the left. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, now thread your needle. Finding any position that feels comfortable here. You can walk that left hand forward. You can extend the left leg. You can even take the left hand to the low back if that feels good. Staying with your breath. Finding places to soften and release here. Give it one more breath wherever you are. And then release that left knee if it was lifted. Draw the right hand back. Use it to help you press back up to table. And we'll take the other side. So finding your stable table here. When you're ready, press that right hand into the mat. Inhale, left fingertips reach. Exhale, dip that left hand under. Inhale to reach and open. Exhale, just dip that left hand under the right arm. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, now thread your needle. Releasing the left side of the head down. You can use a block if the floor is feeling extra far away today. Maybe extending the right arm towards the top of the mat. Maybe extending that right leg, pressing into the toes. Feeling that opening in the right side body, the spine, behind the shoulders. And give it one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly release that right knee down. Draw the right hand back. Use it to help you press back up to table. And I'm going to turn this way so you can see what my legs are doing. From your table, we're going to take that right foot out to the right with the knee bent. And go ahead and make sure that the right heel is in line with the left knee. If you need to pad the left knee, please do. We're coming up to a kneeling position. So take a moment to check out that heel and knee alignment. Make any adjustments you need to. And then press your weight a little bit into that right foot. So you're not really leaning too far to the right, but you want to make sure you're not leaning too much pressure into that left knee. And then when you're ready, reach the arms up, grab a hold of the right wrist, and gently draw back. So again, press a little bit of weight into that right foot. And then release that. Release the right forearm to the right thigh. Left hand can come to the hip and you can just work on rotating the chest open from here. Or if you'd like, you can sweep that left hand up and press the left hip a little bit forward. So you're really opening the chest. One more breath. And then slowly release. Let's release the hands in front. We're going to keep that right knee bent. If you want, you can walk that right foot a little bit further back, away from the hands. And then walk both hands over to the right. So the left hand is the hand that's furthest from our foot. It's going to stay on the mat. And on your inhale, right fingertips are going to reach as you rotate your chest towards that right leg. Pressing that left hand down into the mat firmly. Give it one more breath. And slowly release. Walk the hands back to center. Take the knees together, big toes to touch. And then drop your hips to the left, look over the right shoulder. And come back to center. Drop the hips right, look over the left shoulder. And back to center. Go ahead and separate the knees hip distance. If you need to pad that right knee, please do. We're going to take that left foot out to the left. Line up that left heel with the right knee. And when you feel like you have that, go ahead and walk the hands back and press yourself up. And then lean that weight into that left foot just a little. And when you're ready, inhale. Reach the arms up. Grab hold of the left wrist and gently pull it over to the right. And then slowly release. Left forearm comes to the thigh. So you're not dumping all your weight in there. Use your core to kind of lift a little. Right hand can come to the hip if you'd like to open from here. Or you can sweep that right arm up and over. Press the right hip forward. Give it one more breath. And then slowly release. Let's release both hands to the mat in front of us. And then walk them both over to the left. Left foot can move a little bit back if you need more space in the hips. Your right hand is the hand furthest from your foot. That one's going to stay planted on the mat. Inhale, left hand reaches, rotating the chest towards your left leg. Give it one more breath. And slowly release. Walk the hands back to center. Release that left knee. Take the knees together, toes together one more time. And then drop the hips right, look over the left shoulder. And come back to center. Drop the hips left, look over the right shoulder. And back to center. And let's come through to a seat. So take your time getting there. And when you arrive, go ahead and extend the legs straight out in front of you. And maybe do some windshield wipers with the feet, with the toes. Maybe take a moment to point and flex them. We flex the feet a lot in yoga, so sometimes it can feel really nice to point. And then go ahead and flex that left foot. So left toes are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. And hug that right knee in. And right foot can stay where it is, or it can cross over that left leg. Just checking in with your right hip, making sure it's not lifting. You want both hips on the mat. So if it's lifting today, go ahead and bring that right foot back. Left toes are still flexed. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, find your twist to the right. So right hand's coming behind the hip. Left hand can just wrap around the knee. Or if you want to deepen, you can use the elbow. So wherever you are, think about sitting up nice and tall. Make sure that right knee is not dropping out to the side. You really want to hug it into the center. Maybe you're just looking straight, or maybe you're turning the chin to look towards that right shoulder. And give it one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly unwind, come back to center. And then go ahead and release that right knee down and out to the right. And before we get too much further, make sure you have a strap nearby. All right, left toes are still flexed and active. Let's take the left hand and gently press into that inner thigh or inner knee. And inhale, send the right arm up. It's a little side bend here. And then slowly release. Go ahead and grab your strap. And let's take it around the bottom of that left foot. And when you've got that, go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, start to fold. So trying to bring the chest towards your thigh. A little rounding in the upper back and shoulders is okay. Maybe walking the hands further down the strap, or you can always release the strap and hold on to the leg or the foot. Finding a gentle tuck of the chin, so extending the back of the neck. Breathing into the back of that leg, the whole back body. Seeing if you can soften your face, soften your jaw. And give it one more breath here. And then hug the belly button towards the spine. From your center, start to slowly roll up. Excuse me. And then release the strap, keep it nearby. Go ahead and rebend the left knee. Take the right back to center. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and do some windshield wipers with the knees. And then come back to center. Extend that right leg long. We're going to keep the left knee bent. Sit up nice and tall. Either cross that left foot over or keep it where it is, your choice. Inhale. exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So left hand comes behind the hip. Right hand can wrap around that knee, or you can use the elbow to deepen. Sitting up nice and tall here, make sure that you're hugging the left knee in. Make sure you're not leaning too far back. Spine should be straight up and down. Maybe turning the head a little bit more to look over the left shoulder if that's comfortable. Thinking about the breath moving, making space up and down the spine. Give it one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly release, unwind, come back to center. Drop that left knee out to the side. I'm going to cheat a little so you can see both of my legs. Take the right hand to the left inner thigh or knee. Right toes are still flexed and active. Gentle press down with that right hand as you lift the left arm up. And then slowly release. Go ahead and grab your strap. We'll take it around the bottom of the right foot now. Let's inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, start to draw the chest forward towards that right thigh. Only going as far as is comfortable for you. Finding a tuck of the chin. Maybe walking the hands out a little further. Maybe not. Maybe holding onto the leg if that's more comfortable. Breathing here. Deep, full breaths into the back body, into the hamstring, the back of the leg. And give it one more breath. See if you can soften the forehead and jaw. And then hug the belly in. Slowly start to roll up through the spine. And you can set your strap aside. And bend those knees. Go ahead and take your feet wide. Take windshield wipers one more time. And then we're going to make our way onto our backs. So go ahead and take your time getting there. Make sure you have any props that you might need for Shavasana nearby. So a bolster, a pillow, a blanket, anything you might need. And also grab a block. Make sure you've got a block nearby. Sorry about that. So coming down onto your back. And go ahead and take your feet wide one more time. And just do those windshield wipers. Maybe slow them down. Maybe leave the knees over on one side for a breath longer before switching. And then coming back to center, we're going to press into the feet. We're going to grab our block and we're going to lift the hips just enough to slide the block under the sacrum. If you don't have a block at home, you can use a pillow. It's not going to be quite as firm, but you're still going to get a really comfortable supported pose here. When you've found that spot where that big flat triangular bone where the block feels most comfortable on your sacrum, go ahead and open the hands by the sides. So arms are by your sides, palms face up. And then find a gentle lift of the chin, very tiny, You really want to keep that curve in the back of the neck. And just allow the weight of the body to release over your block here. Taking some deep, full breaths into the belly. Maybe staying here if it's comfortable. Or you can start to play with the positioning of the legs, maybe widening your feet. Maybe extending one leg long down your mat, or both. Getting an extra back bend. Maybe you'd like to take legs up the block with one or both legs. You can always just keep the knees bent here as you take the feet up off the mat. Sometimes that feels really nice. You can also extend one leg long or both. Remembering that you can stay in stillness here, or you can find some soft, easy movement, bending one leg at a time, or just pointing and flexing the feet. Maybe even taking the feet wide, taking the splits. You may have to adjust the positioning of the block under the sacrum if you're lifting the legs, that's fine. So finding soft, easy movement here or staying in stillness. And breathing wherever you are. And giving yourself 2 more breaths to find anything that feels good here. And then rebending the knees if the legs are straight, releasing the feet back to the mat. Pressing into the feet just enough to lift the hips and remove the block and roll down nice and slow through the spine. You can set your block aside. Once your hips have landed, go ahead and draw the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side. Maybe take the knees in a nice slow circle, or you can row the knees apart from each other and then together again. And getting a little massage on the low back. If you're circling in any way, go ahead and take the knees in the opposite direction. And then with the knees still into the chest, go ahead and open the arms wide out to the sides. If you don't have the space to open them wide, maybe just take cactus arms or a half cactus arm with the elbows bent. And then just drop the knees over to the right. Releasing them to the floor or to a block if the floor feels far away. You can also use a pillow, a towel, anything you need for support. Seeing if you can release the knees into whatever they're resting on. Feeling that opening in the left side body. Maybe turning the chin to look to the left, only if that feels good on the neck. Taking some deep, deep, full breaths into the left side of the rib cage. Softening the shoulders, the hips. Give it one more breath here. And then take the head back to center if the chin was turned. Go ahead and draw the knees back to center as well. And when you're ready, go ahead and drop them over to the left. So finding your supine twist on this side. Right arm can open or can take that half cactus arm. And releasing the knees to gravity. Maybe turning the chin to look to the right, maybe not. Breathing into the right side of the rib cage. Feeling that long line of opening from the right knee all the way to the right shoulder. And give it one more breath. And then slowly take the chin back to center if the head was turned. Slowly bring your knees back up to center as well. Take a moment here to hug the knees in, maybe even lift the nose towards the knees for one breath. And then gently release. Release the feet to the mat. Take the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Reclined cobbler or butterfly. Maybe hands are resting on your belly. Or you can reach the arms up overhead, allowing the elbows to bend. Fingertips can touch or be close to each other here, so you're creating this diamond shape with the arms and the legs. Feeling the elbows and the knees surrendering to gravity, taking some deep, full belly breaths. And then releasing the arms down if they were lifted. If you're changing into a different shape for Shavasana, go ahead and use the hands to gently close the knees. You're welcome to stay in reclined butterfly for Shavasana if you'd like, maybe taking blocks under the knees for support. Or you can find any other comfortable pose for your Shavasana, maybe extending the legs out long. Maybe taking a bolster or a pillow under the knees. Hands can rest on the belly. Arms can be back down by the sides with the palms face up. Finding your comfortable final resting pose. Taking any other movement you might need on the way there, maybe turning the head gently from side to side. And when you're ready, allowing the eyes to soften or close. And taking a deep, full breath, drawing it all the way down into the belly. And then open the mouth, sigh it out. 2 more like that. Deep, full breath in through the nose. Long letting go, sigh out. And one more time. Deepest breath you've taken all morning so far. And let everything go. And feel the support of your mat beneath you. Feel the support of your floor, of the earth beneath. And creating a safe space for you to begin to soften and release anything you're still holding on to. Allowing the breath to release back into its natural rhythm. No need to control it anymore. Softening in the fingers and the toes. Wrists and ankles are heavy. Arms and legs are relaxing, releasing to gravity. Feel the shoulders, the hips melting. Feel the whole front body, the chest, the belly, beginning to soften, beginning to open. Relaxing the neck and throat. Feeling that heaviness, that release in the back of the head. And softening across the forehead, letting the eyes relax, the jaw, the chin. Taking a few moments in this quiet space to absorb your practice. And letting go of anything that's no longer serving you in the heart, the body, and the mind. And slowly beginning to bring your attention back into your body, back to your breath. And beginning to deepen each inhale and lengthen each exhale. And beginning to find any movement that feels good in the body. Maybe rocking the head gently from side to side. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe taking a full body stretch if it's calling you, or drawing the knees into the chest. Whenever you're ready, making your way onto one side and pressing back up into a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall, and allowing the eyes to soften or close when you arrive. If it's comfortable, taking the hands together at the heart, feeling the shoulders relax and soften, keeping a softness in the face. Noticing how you're feeling at the end of your practice. And taking anything that helped you, that served you into the rest of your day. Leaving behind anything that didn't. I thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.